Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kebino. Coming at you today with another story. Normally, I write down a little bit of bullet points of what I want to cover in the story, but I have work in like 30 minutes, kind of in a hurry, but I haven't made a video. So, just gonna do it off the top of my dome. Hopefully, it's funny. Hopefully, I don't forget anything. So, today is a story about me, Justin, Isaiah, and it was back in we were probably 17, I don't know, something. We were little kids. Oh, well, we're 19 now, but we're little kids back then. So yeah, okay, it's all about this. We all, we're young. We want to freaking do hood rat stuff. So we're like, hey, we should drink or whatever. So we get it all together. Set this kid. Um, I don't. I shouldn't say that. Okay, his name was Jordan. We'll just call him Jordan. He was like this freaking 6 foot tall, like 200 something pound dude, like a big guy, and he had never drank before apparently. So another one of our friends was there, and he was like, "Yeah, just come over. You guys can drink and whatnot. It's gonna be crazy." Well, he probably didn't say that, but anyway, so we get there, and I'm just gonna speed it up because it was boring when we were just there. But then, so we realized this kid who had never drinking before, he didn't know what to do, what he could handle, whatnot, was just chugging, pretty much just chugging straight vodka, and we would just keep looking, and he'd be away with the vodka bottle, just drinking. We're like, this guy's gonna get hand. Like, is this guy the world's best drinker? And then that's when we found out he had never drank before. So pretty much, so that was that. He just kept drinking, and we were like, what the shit? So speed it up. Our other friend left, so now it's me, Justin, Isaiah, and this Jordan kid. And this kid is just out of his mind drunk. So we're trying to control him. He's going crazy. He's falling over chairs. And it's in his house too. His parents were gone. He's falling over chairs, and we're like, what the hell? I don't remember most of it because we were all drunk. So I only remember the good parts. So there's gonna be a lot of gaps. I'll tell you what I remember. I remember him falling over and breaking everything, and we thought it was hilarious because we didn't know what to do. And then I remember at one point, this is when it got bad because he started like talking shit, I think, or we started talking shit to him, maybe. I don't remember. But either way, it ended with all four of us were outside, and this guy was a freaking bull in a china shop. Like, he would look at us, and I swear I can't make this shit up. He would just charge at us. Like, he was like, shut the fuck up, and he was yelling at us, and he would charge at us, and all we would do was move a little bit, and he was so drunk that he would just fall over. And this happened for like a good hour. Like, well, about 30 minutes in, Isaiah got scared. Swear on my life, Isaiah got scared, and we didn't see Isaiah for about 30 minutes. Apparently he was just hiding in this tree. He told us later that he was just in some tree. So it was pretty much me and Justin, and we were just trying to tire him out because he had so much energy somehow. He would charge at us, we'd move, he'd fall, he'd get up, charge at a different person, he'd fall, get up. We just kept doing this, but nothing was working. So he finally went back into his house. We didn't know what he was doing. We stayed outside. We wanted to be safe. And me and Justin were like, okay. Isaiah came out at this point. We're like, okay, we got to stop him. So we got to do something. We got to stop this guy, this freaking insane Hulk of a man. It needs to be done. So I can't remember if it was Isaiah or Justin came up with oh, it was Isaiah. He was like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna chop his shoulders and he'll pass out. Like he'll get like it will just shock him. He'll pass out, and we'll carry him inside. And we're so drunk, we're like, okay, yeah, dude, that's a good idea. Okay, do that, do that. So, like, we get him back out. Probably just talk shit or something. He got pissed, came back out, and he had a girlfriend at the time. And Isaiah touched her butt once, and so Isaiah just kept saying, "Hey, remember when I touched your girlfriend's butt?" And that's what would set him off. So we said that, got him outside, and Justin distracted him. And like, it sounds bad. It sounds like I'm making him to seem like an animal, but he really was. So Justin had to distract him. And then Isaiah comes out of nowhere, runs at this. He was taller than all of us. He's a huge dude. Runs at him, chops his shoulders as hard as he can. Dude doesn't even move. Nothing happens to him. And we're like, well, shit, that was like our main plan. Like, what the hell are we gonna do? That was our attack strategy. That was what was gonna end it all. Nothing happened. So we're like, shit. He turns around, starts going after Isaiah. We're like, oh, this is not going to end well. And then Justin tried to take matters into his own hands. Justin runs at him, jumps up, and kicks him in this. Now that I think about it, it sounds like we tried to beat this dude up, but we really didn't. Runs at him, kicks him, and we're like, okay, cool. Because he fell down, because he was drunk, not even because of the kick. I don't even think the kick phased him, to be honest. So he falls down, and we just like pile on him. Like we get him under control, and we're like, okay, we got the beast. Okay, we got the beast under control. So we're laying on him. And then we're like, okay, how are we going to... And we're trying to talk to him, trying to calm him down. And then for whatever reason, he's like, okay, let's go inside. So we bring him inside. Everything's kind of normal. And he has this wall. Like, his family had a wall of photos. And he just started smashing them. Like, he would walk into that wall. Pictures would fall and break. And we're just like, oh my God, how are we going to... Because only Justin could drive at that point. Like, that's how long ago it was. And we couldn't drive, obviously. So we're like, what the hell are we going to do? So we had the genius idea again, let's just bring him outside again. Because for whatever reason, that's the only place he'd be calm. Like, maybe he would fall asleep out there. I don't really know. I don't really know what our ideas were, but we did them. So we brought him back outside. I don't remember that point very well, but I do remember it ending with, we're like, Jordan, you just gotta go to sleep. Just fucking go to sleep. And he's like, fine, I will. But his conditions were this is where it gets weird. He would only go to sleep, or he'd only lay down if I went in there and told him jokes. Like, out of nowhere, he's like, Kevin, I freaking love you, dude. You're so funny, and all this stuff. And we're like, okay, yeah, whatever. So I go in the room, and I'm, like, sitting in his room. He's laying in his bed, and we're just like, I don't remember, watching, like, baseball or something. So we're like, okay, that's good. So then he fell asleep. And then me, Justin, and Isaiah went outside again for whatever reason. I do not remember this. I think we were going to like sleep in the truck or something. So we go outside, and then fast forward, we didn't want to sleep in the truck. So we try to go back inside. The door is locked. So we're locked out. All of our stuff is in there, and we're like freaking out. Fast forward a little bit. This was probably like 30 minutes of us trying to think of how we can get back in. Isaiah checked all the windows, and one window opened. So Isaiah snuck back in, unlocked the door, and finally we were in there. So that was good. That was good that we got back in. So now we're just relaxing. Now me and Isaiah and Justin can just relax in someone else's house while they're passed out drunk. And like we still had alcohol, so we could just hang out, have a good time. And guess what happens? Out of nowhere, we just hear these freaking thuds, like some Godzilla is in the damn hallway. And we look, and we didn't see him moving at all, but we just saw him laying on the floor in the hallway, and we're like, God, great, okay, cool. So, since he was passed out, we just, like, rolled him on his side, so he didn't, because we were like, what if he throws up, bro? I read somewhere that if you throw up while you're laying on your back, you'll die. So we're, like, freaking out. So we roll him on his side, and then go back to just relaxing. Out of nowhere, dude's throwing up all over his house. There's broken pictures. There were spills everywhere. I think at one point Isaiah peed on the carpet. Like, it was just the most insane night ever. So he's passed out, sitting next to his own throw up. And we're like, okay, everyone just go to bed. We need to just go to bed. So we finally all get to bed, wake up somehow. It was one of those times where when you drink and you just wake up like ridiculously early in the morning. So we woke up at like 6 and we're like, all right, let's just wrap it up. Let's just go. He was still passed out. We're like, let's just go. Got all of our stuff, left the house. This is where I kind of feel bad because the house was trash, but it wasn't us. So we're like, oh, fuck it. Let's just go. So we just left, and we're thinking we're victorious. You know, we got away with it all. Like, he probably doesn't remember us being there. And then later on in the day, just out of nowhere, we all get the same text from Jordan that just said, what happened last night? And then for me, I don't know about them, I've never talked to the kid since. That was the last time I ever saw him or spoke to him, and I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. Scariest moment of my life. It was like wrestling a bull. I'm assuming that's what the adrenaline is like. And yeah, so moral of the story, don't drink with people you don't know, and you won't have to fight people.
fight. Time to get paid.